So in this video we're going to look at how we tackle questions involving simple interest. I will in a separate video look at how we do questions that involve compound interest, but in this occasion we're just going to deal with simple interest. Okay, so we'll get stuck into the examples. Simple interest, and for these type of questions it's important already that if you haven't to watch the video on how to find percentages of amount, is when we are asked to increase or decrease an amount over a set period of time over and over again. And the handy thing about simple interest is once you work out what that percentage increase is, that's the same amount that you're going to increase it or decrease it by each time. So it'll become clear as we get stuck into the examples. And again, a lot of these types of questions are worded questions, normally something like this. John invests money in a bank that earns 2% interest, and again it indicates to us here that it is simple interest, and I would always encourage you to underline or highlight the important information within the question. Annually, so that means every year it will gain 2% interest that's added on, and that's how it would work within this type of savings bank account. It then asks how much will he have after 3 years if he initially puts £500 into it and he leaves it there. So if he puts £500 into the bank account, he leaves it there for 3 years and he doesn't withdraw or put any money in, how much will he have after 3 years? So the first thing we have to do is we have to work out what the 2% is. We have to work out 2% of 500. So again, just referring back to finding percentages of amount, I'm going to use a decimal multiplier. So 2% as a decimal is 0.02. Again, just a reminder, if you ever want to change a decimal or a percentage into a decimal, just divide by 100. So 2% is 0.02. So once we have that 2% as a decimal, we just multiply the original amount to find 2%. So 500 by 0.02, putting that into your calculator, 500 by 0.02 gives us 10. So it is simply £10. So each year he gets an extra £10. Just to break it up, after 1 year, and again I'm just writing this working out the long way so you can understand it that wee bit better. After 1 year he will have £510 in that account. And because it's simple interest, it's just the same amount being added on each year. So after 2 years, we have the 510 plus another 10, he will have 520. So after 3 years, he will have 520 plus another 10, which is 530. Now obviously you don't have to sit and work it out in that way where you're adding £10 on each time. You could simply work out that it's 3 years, £10 each year, and just add £30 on to the original amount. Okay, and that'll give you the same answer. But the most important thing, as long as you know how to work out a percentage of an amount, which again you can either divide by 100 or multiply by 2, or in the case of what I've done here, use a decimal multiplier. So 500 by 0.02 gives you 10. So as long as you know how to work out that percentage, the rest is fairly straightforward. We'll look at a second example, only this time it's something with simple interest that's depreciating in value. So if you ever consider a car, usually the older a car gets, the less it is worth. So it tells us here a car initially costing £9,600 depreciates in value by 27% each year. Again, and also highlights that it's simple interest. Normally it would be compound interest involving cars, but we're just going to, for talk's sake and for a bit of practice, say that it's simple interest in this example. What will the value of the car be after 2 years? Okay, so again, we have to work out 27%. So 27% as a decimal is 0.27. So that is my decimal multiplier. So I multiply 9,600 by that 0.27 to find out what 27% is. So 9,600 by 0.27. So that is, in this case, 2,592. So the car is depreciating by that amount each year. So again, just to break it up into years, after 1 year, it'll be 9,600 subtract 2,592. And that's £7,008. Because it's simple interest, we're just taking this exact same amount away again. So after the second year, we're taking the previous year's amount. I'm doing 2,592 away from it. Okay. Which is 4,416. Okay, so £4,416 will be the value of the car after 2 years. Now again, that's very much a hypothetical question that is unlikely to happen for the simple of the for the example we've used. That it would normally be compound interest for the depreciation of a car, because if you were to continue to take that amount away each year, eventually the car would be worth less than zero, which wouldn't happen. It would always have some sort of value to it. Okay, so again, just work out the percentage. If it's something like a savings account, we're adding it on. Something like the value of a car, we're taking it away. Again, the saving and the working out, you could just, okay, so it's 2 years, 2592 times 2, and take that away from the original amount. Again, like any of the stuff I've done so far in percentages, there's a couple of different ways to do it. You do what you're most comfortable with. I'll put some questions for you to have a bit of practice on, and anything you're unsure about, just ask. We will look at compound interest in the next lesson.